Make up mind. Fight.
I feel like weapon combos and synergies are kind of an overlooked part of Team Fortress 2's game design. Sure, you can't go far in the average TF2 conversation without seeing someone mention combo Pyro or Jarate Bushwalka Sniper, but I genuinely feel as though it's understated just how many item combos exist in TF2. In fact, I'm pretty confident I can find at least one usable and fun one for each class. So in this little fun filler video, I want to discuss my favorite weapon synergies in TF2. One combination of at least 2 or more items for every class that I feel the community generally overlooks. I want to stress that these will vary vastly in how underrated or overlooked they are. Some of them are naturally more obvious and well-known than others, especially on classes with less weapons. But if you take anything away from this video, please let it be known that all of these are very fun to put into practice. All that said, let's roll.
You morons are about to catch a real beating.
Starting us off is a very fun and novel item synergy for Scout, being the Shortstop and Criticola. Now, the Shortstop is already obviously designed at a base to be a more mid-range oriented Scout primary that excels at engagements beyond the Scout's usual point-blank positioning, and the Criticola really takes this function and just straps rockets to it. The Shortstop is designed to be used at medium to long range, so granting it guaranteed mini-crits which mitigate damage fall-off allows it to hammer enemies with rapid-fire mid-range shots that deal surprisingly hefty damage. Nobody really expects to take 60 to 90 damage from a Scout across the map. Plus, the fact that you'll likely be engaging enemies from beyond close range means that the Criticola's usual downside of making the user also take guaranteed mini-crits is somewhat mitigated, as you'll likely be physically farther away from the enemy and more readily able to react to their attacks. I have trouble using the Shortstop without the Criticola these days, as I feel like these two weapons really do effectively bring out the best in each other. Just like a Gatorade-riddled pro baseball player, sometimes all you need is a good performance-enhancing sports drink.
Move, move, move!
Soldier, as a class, is no stranger to item combos between the iconic Market Gardener Rocket Jumper and Airstrike Base Jumper synergies, but I'm going to be a big smelly contrarian and talk about a combo I like that I've never really seen anyone else use in this video: the Liberty Launcher and the Gunboats. Now, the Liberty Launcher is a weapon I've come around on a lot since talking about it in other videos on this channel, and while I don't think it's objectively very good, I do think it's just kind of fun and neat to bust out every now and then. Part of the reason for this is just how active and mobile you can be with this weapon, as the passive 25% self-damage res combined with its other stats really facilitate an unmatched flanking soldier playstyle. That said, when you combine it with the Gunboat's 60% self-damage res, then you end up only taking 15% of the ordinary damage you otherwise would with a rocket jump, and can just kind of become the most mobile thing on the map when all said and done. A big part of the Liberty Launcher's appeal is being able to freely rocket jump around and hammer enemies with attacks in places they don't expect, and the Gunboats combo, while definitely excessive and arguably very gratuitous in this regard, really accentuates this playstyle. If you've never tried it before, I'd say give it a go. You can just kind of appear wherever the hell you want. Next up is an item synergy I hate fighting on every level, yet cannot deny the effectiveness and usefulness of: the Phlogistinator and the Scorch Shot. Now, I despise both of these weapons, as the Phlog is a brain-dead new player trap that strips away Pyro's most important class-defining ability, and the Scorch Shot is a jack-of-all-trades that does a bit too much for just a bit too little, but it'd be stupid of me to pretend that they don't go together like peanut butter and chocolate. The Phlog operates in distinct phases, with the player needing to dynamically shift between careful attacks of opportunity and aggressive rolls while they build and use the meter respectively. The Scorch Shot greatly simplifies this, allowing the player to safely and consistently build their meter by taking long-range pot shots at groups of enemies and letting its insultingly generous afterburn, area of effect, and fire damage build the meter entirely risk-free. All it really takes to completely fill the Phlog's meter is 2 or 3 well-placed Scorch Shot rounds, and if you manage to land a guaranteed mini-crit at any point along the way, it'll probably take even less. The Scorch Shot really does remove the small amount of required thought and positioning that goes into using the Phlog, and for that, it's earned itself both a spot on this list and a spot in hell.
Oh, too bloody easy.
Fourth up is an item synergy I've talked about at least twice on this channel before, and you'll be happy to hear that I'm talking about it again: Demo Man's Tide Turner and Half-Zatoichi combo. Full disclosure, this is my preferred item set to use when playing dedicated Demo Night, or I guess Demo Rye. This is the ultimate renewable resource Demo Man loadout. With each kill, you're not only refilling your health by half, but you're also instantly refilling your charge meter, effectively allowing you to continually dart between enemies, securing kill after kill without running out of the resources you need to do it. The only two numbers a pure Demo Knight has to worry about managing are his health and charge meter, and with this combo, you'll never run out of either. As long as you can secure kills, you'll be continually topped off. The Half-Zatoichi functionally has no downsides on pure Demo Knight, so if you ever find yourself one swing away from a kill and getting low on health, just keep on swinging. If you land the kill, you'll be in tip-top shape again and able to continue your roll in no time. That was a paraphrase quote from my self-healing weapons video, which I included because it really does get the point across. Hey, wait a minute.
Ah, so feeling.
Next up is a recent newfound favorite item synergy on my favorite class, Heavy's Dolichos Bar and Fast Gloves combo. This combo is interesting, as in the past, the two items included in it were so buggy in their interactions that they could literally grant Heavy infinite health, resulting in a stealth nerf to the Dolichos Bar that was never undone, but in their current state, these two items complement each other brilliantly. The Fast Gloves obviously drain Heavy's maximum health as he has them drawn, and the Dolichos Bar raises Heavy's max health on consumption. When you combine these two effects, you end up with a Heavy item set that effectively deletes both of these items' downsides and allows them to flourish as tools for staying in the fight. It's significantly faster to eat the Dolichos Bar and let your max health instantly refill over 4 seconds than to either wait for it to passively refill or jump back into the fight before you're ready. I have no idea how this interaction actually works on a code level, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if it was a microcosm of bugs working together to create this effect, but it's undeniably a powerful combo that keeps a Fast Glove Heavy in the fight when he needs it. Also keeps you from using the Buffalo Steak for movement speed, which is always good.
I'm done playing games with you, boy.
Next up, we have inarguably the most common knowledge, ubiquitous, and arguably hated combo on this list, Engineer's Frontier Justice and Gunslinger pair. Now, I realize that this combo is not underrated and is in fact widely hated by the community, especially by Scout, Soldier, and Demo Knight players, but let me remind you that the alternative here was the Rescue Ranger and Wrangler. Yeah. As is, I find the Frontier Slinger loadout to be an exceptionally fun alternative to the typical turtling engineer playstyle, allowing you to take a proactive and aggressive role on the battlefield and leveraging your 150 max health to beat the just a slower scout allegations. Plus, the Frontier Justice as a primary choice enables you to turn any wayward kills or assists your funny little aimbot nuisance earns into insane disposable snowballs. It really can't go understated just how easy it is to rack up entirely unearned kills and especially assists through splashing mini-sentries in unexpected or important locations, and the Frontier Justice as a weapon is adept at capitalizing on their disposable nature. It's very difficult to not have at least one crit at all times while using this combo well. All in all, while this loadout may be the fun police, there is a reason that people use it and that it's earned its reputation.
Come over here. I promise I will heal you.
For Medic, we have another item combo I've talked about in detail before on this channel, the fabled Blutsauger and Solemn Vow team-up. Now, I am in no way attempting to posture that this pair is better in any way than the crossbow Ubersaw failsafe, but I'll be damned, it's still really fun. While these two weapons might not seem that synergistic, they actually complement each other's intended playstyles extraordinarily well. The Blutsauger is a more aggressive, combat-oriented syringe gun that encourages Medic to engage directly with enemies to take advantage of it, and the Solemn Vow allows you to see exactly how injured those enemies are before doing that. Simply put, this combo allows Medic to be incredibly accurate in picking and choosing his battles, selectively gauging which enemies are hurt enough to be worth safely engaging with. Being able to see enemy health and having definitive confirmation that you will be able to outdamage someone before fighting them is very powerful, and greatly facilitates the Blutsauger's more active and aggressive design. Knowledge is power, especially in a game where concrete damage numbers rule all, and this combo gives Medic all of the knowledge and thus power that he needs. I'd strongly recommend trying it if you're burnt out on traditional meta medic. It's basically a version of battle medic that can still help your team, and that's cool.
Bloody hell, you're awful.
Hey, you want to hear a loadout that you have to be fucking nuts to try out, like actually have that dog in you? Cleaner's Carbine plus Bushwalker, baby. Everyone knows about the Girardi Bushwalker combo. It's one of Sniper's most fundamental bread and butter item pairs, but what separates the Cleaner's Carbine Bushwalker combo from it is how it's actually applied. When you splash Girardi on an enemy and hit them with the Bushwalker, you're applying the source of the mini-crits to that enemy and then swiftly deleting them. With the Cleaner's Carbine combo, though, while it is certainly slower and more clumsy, you're putting the source of the mini-crits on the Sniper's weapons, allowing you to carry forward a spree of guaranteed crits for several seconds and potentially go on an insane roll. This is like unironically a really effective melee crit oriented combo and basically allows the sniper to 1v1 any enemy at point blank range so long as he can position himself properly and activate his mini crits at the right time. It's obviously still more niche than the Girardi Bushwalker failsafe due to requiring building the Crikey meter compared to the instant splashability of Girardi, but if you're in the mood to make some very confused enemy team members doggedly pull up the TF2 wiki mid-match, this can be a fun sleeper combo. No, not that sleeper.
You're all of you quite out of your depth.
So, a common thread for every item synergy in this video has been that they've all been either unintentional or consequential of two unrelated items working really well together. For Spy, though, we actually have a proper intended item combo, the Saharan Spy set or the Latrange and the Your Eternal Reward. This combo is noteworthy for probably being the only deliberate Valve-curated item set in the game that still works as intended, and for also being basically the only way to use the Your Eternal Reward. After Valve started huffing paint and gave the YER a faster cloak drain rate, it was also given a a unique interaction with the Latrange, where it'll completely mitigate its own cloak drain penalty while simultaneously cutting the Latrange's extended cloak in half. So in essence, you still end up with a net increased cloak duration, just less than you would have without the YER, which is vitally important for a playstyle that otherwise nerfs literally every basic ability of your class. It's basically the only way to actually make use of the Your Eternal Reward these days, and since the Latrange is already a great weapon, you're not losing too much by trying it out. For keeping one of my favorite gimmick weapons in the game even remotely playable in the face of an unjust nerf, and for encouraging the use of my favorite spy revolver, I applaud the Saharan spy set and its longevity within the game. I'm still not buying an unusual familiar fez though. And there were some of my favorite item synergies within TF2. I realize that not everything on this list is the most overlooked or underrated, so if even one person decides to try these loadouts out for the first time after watching this, I'll have considered this video a success. Always remember to keep on experimenting in TF2. Thanks, hope y'all have a fantastic day before, during, and after watching, and I'll catch y'all later. Cheers!